What's up guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about Call of Duty 2019 and that it's not going to be Modern Warfare 4. So we have new information coming out today about the title of this game. It's going to be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. But before we get into that, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. That way you guys are staying all the way up to date with all the latest information and news about Call of Duty 2019, because I'll have more videos coming out later today and in the upcoming week. And this game's going to be revealed very soon. So make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel, ringing that notification bell, and liking this video and staying up to date on the channel. That way you guys don't miss out on any of this new information. But let's get right into this and let's talk about Call of Duty 2019. So new sources have come out today. One of these sources is The Long Sensation. He's a Call of Duty YouTuber. He actually tweeted out earlier this morning that this year's Call of Duty game is going to be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare, as well as Kotaku's Jason Schreier actually came out and he confirmed it as well, that this year's Call of Duty game is going to be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So it's not going to be Modern Warfare 4, and it's just going to be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So some of you guys might be a little confused, because didn't we already get a Call of Duty game called Call of Duty Modern Warfare? Well, technically, in a way we did. We got Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare that released back in 2007. But this is going to be just straight called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So it's going to be dropping the Call of Duty 4, because this is like the 16th Call of Duty game, I want to say. And yeah, but this does bring up a lot of questions, like why is it called this instead of Modern Warfare 4? And we have new information and stuff about what the game's about and the storyline and all sorts of other stuff. But first off, let's talk about this name. So why are they calling it Call of Duty Modern Warfare? So I think that the first reason is because they're not calling it Modern Warfare 4, because it's not going to be a sequel to Modern Warfare 3 and, you know, a kind of continuation of the franchise. It will be in the same universe and it's still going to be part of the franchise, but it's going to be, quote, a soft reboot of the franchise. So it's going to still be in the franchise, but it's not going to be like a sequel or necessarily like a prequel. It's not going to be a sequel to Modern Warfare 3, and it's not going to be a prequel to Modern Warfare. But other people have brought up the question, like, well, why are they calling it Call of Duty Modern Warfare? Like, we had a game already that was basically called that. But then again, a lot of people in the community, including myself, always kind of refer to that game as COD 4 or Modern Warfare 1. So for this game to be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I think that's a little bit weird, and it's going to be a little bit confusing. But I think people are going to kind of do what they did with like Tomb Raider and Doom. They're going to call it Modern Warfare 2019. Or something like that, like people called like Tomb Raider 2013, or exactly like they did with Doom. Like, they're going to put a year behind it, that way it kind of differentiates it from the original. So like I said, this is supposed to be a soft reboot of the first Call of Duty Modern Warfare game, so Call of Duty 4, and it is going to be, quote, heavy on troubling, realistic, emotional moments, very much inspired by the controversial No Russian campaign in Modern Warfare 2. That allowed the player to gun down civilians. So there's been rumors that this game is going to be kind of like a counterterrorism like video game, so that'd be really interesting. They say it's going to be based kind of around like the events of the No Russian campaign in Modern Warfare 2, so that's kind of interesting. I would have thought that they would kind of steer away from any controversy. So if this is all about like terrorism and stuff and about like gunning down civilians and mass shootings and stuff, dude, I don't know what in the world is going on. I didn't think that they're ever going to do that, but apparently that's going to be what's going to happen. But it's going to be still connected to the Modern Warfare universe, so that's pretty cool. So we know it's not going to be Infinite Warfare 2 or Ghost 2 or anything else. It's going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and this seems pretty cool. So I think that this is a perfect time for whether this was like an actual leak that came out from Activision themselves. Like, I know like traditional leaks don't come from like the actual sources they're representing, but a lot of times leaks actually do come from them. And they're doing it just to spread hype. So I think it's happening now because that way the community can finally get adjusted to the name of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That way, like next week or whenever we get the trailer, you know, people aren't going to be as like, you know, super like focused in on the name of it, but rather about like what's going to be happening with the game itself. So now people are going to be discussing the name, and then in about a week's time or whatever, people are going to kind of get over the name, start to adjust to it, and then people are going to finally accept it, and then we're going to get the trailer. So I think that's why they're doing it now, and I think it's a really smart move. That way people aren't super confused when like the trailer comes out and stuff, and that people are confused now, but they can start to figure it out and learn and adapt to it now. But this is really interesting though, like a kind of counter-terrorism game, a game about like terrorism acts and about like realistic emotional moments. So I don't know. What do you guys think that means? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys have any theories or thoughts about what this game is going to be about? Let me know in the comments down below. We're going to be getting that trailer here very, very soon, so make sure you guys are staying up to date on the channel for that. I'll have tons of videos about that when it comes out, but I also have another video coming out later today talking about more about the settings and the behind the scenes stuff about this game, and like a little bit more in depth with a brand new leak that has actually come out about this. So that's pretty much it. It's going to be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So it's not going to be, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. We already had that game. It's just going to be called straight up Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And one last thing I want to point out for this video is that some people have actually said, like, this is going to interfere a little bit with Modern Warfare Remastered, because remember back in 2016, Infinity Ward actually remastered Call of Duty 4 and released it as, quote, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. So it's probably going to throw people off a little bit that 3 years later they're releasing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and so in 2019 Call of Duty Modern Warfare released, but in 2016 Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered released. So people might be a little bit confused about that, thinking, wait a minute, how come they released a remaster of a game that didn't even come out for 3 years later? Like, this kind of suggests that that game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, is a remaster version of this game. So I don't know what they could have called it instead. I mean, I don't know. It's an okay name. It's just going to be a little bit confusing, especially with their other titles. How, the original Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, it was called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. The next game was pretty much referred to as Modern Warfare 2. Infinity Ward even tried to drop the Call of Duty branding from that game, but it was still, Activision ended up still calling it Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. But most people refer to it as Modern Warfare 2 or MW2. And we have Modern Warfare 3 or MW3. So I still think, if it's called Modern Warfare, I think it's going to confuse a little bit of people, but I think for the most part, people are going to get adjusted, and they're going to refer to the games as COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Modern Warfare. So that's pretty much it. That's all we have for this video, guys. Make sure you guys are subscribing and staying tuned on the channel for more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.